It's so heavy! Lots of videos out there about how to improve your life. And some of them kind of apply to building wealth, and there's a little bit of overlap, but some of them don't really apply to like actually getting richer, and they're kind of more like other things that are just more life-based. And some of them are applied to investing and building wealth, but there's other things that you need to accomplish first before that, or they don't really do any good. Now, I see the benefits of meditating. When I meditate, I do feel like it takes the edge off things, and I like to work out, and I'm even starting to wake up a little earlier now. And I feel that it does give me a lot of extra time during the day. I play with to-do lists, and I even like to read a lot. But no matter how many times you read The Intelligent Investor, it's not going to make you a better investor if you don't have any money to actually invest. You can memorize all the Warren Buffett quotes you want, but if you don't have any money to actually invest, you're not going to get there. And you need to control your actual money and invest it before you need to worry about all this other stuff that's going on in like your financial literacy and your financial IQ and all that. The fundamentals of like building wealth is like controlling your money and making sure that everything's in order so you are able to build wealth and achieve financial independence. I think the first fundamental of building wealth or getting rich or whatever is like controlling your expenses. We all see stories about lottery winners who make a bunch of money and then they lose it all because they don't know how to control their expenses and they spend all their money partying. And you see stories about sports stars and they're making millions of dollars a season and then they spend all their money and then they don't have anything else and they go bankrupt. And there's even rumors about Floyd Mayweather being broke, and that's why he takes these fights with Logan Paul. They're an easy win and they're going to give him like $50 million. So maybe there is something behind the idea of him being broke and not being good with money, and that's why he has to do these silly fights with Logan Paul. But I don't know. So regardless if you have $100 million in the bank or you're just like working a part-time job, you don't have infinite money. Well, I guess unless you're the Fed, but you're probably not the Fed. So we don't have infinite money, so we have to control our expenses. We only have a certain amount of money coming in, and we can only invest the difference between the money we got coming in and the money going out. And this applies to all stages of financial independence. It applies when you're just getting started and you want to save money, and it applies to when you are in financial independence in early retirement or regular retirement. You want to control your expenses and keep them as low as you can. Easiest way to control your expenses is just write it down. Make sure you write down all the money you spend. That way you know where the money is going, so you can take money that isn't important, things that aren't important to you. You can not spend money in that area. You can move that money and spend it into areas that are more important to you. And you can either save it and invest that extra money, or you can even spend, you can see that you can allocate more money to important things like spending time with your family or stuff like that. Next thing is you want to increase the money that you've got coming in now. So like I said, that we can invest the difference, so we want to keep our expenses low and then we want to bring our revenue higher. So easy way to do this is, you have our job, you have your job, or I have my job right now. The easiest way to make more money is doing something at our job that we already have to make more money. And this could be something like working extra hours, working extra days, taking on extra responsibilities or duties, and getting a promotion. Giving more to your job so you get more money. That's going to be the easiest and quickest way to make more money. Next thing you can do is maybe you don't have the option to get a promotion or something like that. Maybe you can look at the competitor and do pretty much the same job, and maybe they'll give you a raise. They'll offer you more money to work for them than your current employer is. Another idea is that if you live in a low income area, like some small town, maybe move to a bigger city where they make a lot more money with a higher cost. It might have a higher cost of living, but they're going to pay more as well. So if you think like you want to save $1,000 a month and you live in a small town where expenses are really low, that $1,000 might be a lot of money. But if you move to a bigger city, you can get a relatively comparable job that'll pay a lot more money. Your cost of living might be more expensive as well, but that $1,000 is going to be a smaller percentage of your income to save every month. Maybe go live in a place where you make more money, save it, invest it, and then after 10 or 15 years, take that money and then move back to a small town where that money is going to go a lot farther. Some jobs, they are better at making more money because they're not limited to hours. And these are sales jobs or some sort of job that pays on commission. So there's only so many hours you can work in a day, and you can only work 7 days a week. So you're going to run into a limit. So jobs like sales and commissions, something like a real estate agent, where the more you sell, the more money you make. And there's no limit, there's no upper limit on how much money you make. Once you control your expenses and then you increase your revenue at your current job, then you can also start thinking about additional streams of income. This should be third on your list for your fundamentals. This will come, after expenses, after increasing your revenue. And it's going to start small, and it's going to take time to build, and hopefully someday these additional streams of income will be more than your primary job. That's what everybody dreams of, and then they can quit their job and just live off these additional streams of income. But for now, these will be small, and we'll have to build them up over time. You want to find something that you enjoy doing already. If you're good at video editing, you can, make commercials for small local businesses or freelance on Fiverr. You can take videos, post them on stock footage sites. Photography, same thing. If you like photography, you go take pictures, you go shoot weddings, you can take stock photos, put those on stock photo sites. If you're good at something, like say Photoshop or After Effects, you can make YouTube videos showing tips, teaching other people how to do these cool things in Photoshop or After Effects. Then you can sell courses on teaching people how to do it too. Then you have things like Uber, where it is a job, but it's really flexible, and it gives you the ability to save money save money for a camera or some other equipment that will help you build these extra streams of income. Now, there are plenty of other ways to make additional streams of income. Google has 48.7 million results on additional streams of income. So should have no problem finding something, but you just got to put in the work, and it's going to start small. It's going to take time, and eventually, hopefully, you'll get some reasonable amount of money from it. It doesn't need to be more than your current job, but over time, it can help a lot towards financial independence and putting money towards your portfolio. Real estate's another easy one. You buy a house, you live in it, and when you want to move, you don't sell the old house, you just kind of rent it out. And then you get a little bit of rental income from that. So these are the fundamentals, because we need to get money into our portfolio for it to build. So if you think about the S&P 500 and how much it returns, you need, like say $200,000 before those returns really count for anything more than a job. So $200,000, say the S&P 500 returns 10% a year, there you go. There's your $20,000 in that year. And I think that's about the area, or that's about the number that the returns start to outweigh the benefit of additional income, or just adding more money to the account. That's going to account for more than the actual returns. You don't really need to know much about investing besides invest in the S&P 500, and you're probably not going to outperform the S&P 500. So go ahead, just put your money in that, dump all the money you can in there until you get $100,000, $200,000, and then you can start worrying about picking individual stocks or anything like that. So those are my 3 fundamentals that you need to build up before everything else. Hope you learned something in this video. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Then I want you to go have a good day, all right? Justin out.